Alright, so this is another amp build I'm doing. And this is going to be the first video for it, even though I've already somewhat got started. I got my tube sockets installed, and I was just making my my little bridge connections between pins 4 and 5 on the preamp tubes here. On this one, let's see if I can get a different pointer here. So this amp is going to be basically a 1966 clone build of a Super Reverb, Fender Super Reverb. And it's going to be an AB763 circuit, and just trying to come up with a little bit of a new technique to make these bridges a little easier. And on this tube here, I already installed a bridge from pin 8 to 3. And a bridge from pin 4 and 5. So the 4 to 5 is your heater, and the pin 8 to 3 is your oh shoot, I can't remember, but anyway, there's a bridge there. I'll have to look on my my little drawing I come up with, my little program I came up with, and I already table sawed my board here, and it'll sit in here something like this. Turn it around the right direction, and it'll sit in there on lift-offs, of course, or standoffs, of course. But it'll sit in there something like that. Sit in there something like that. And these little circles, I know they're not perfect or whatever, but they're where the turret lugs will go, and the ones with dots are my little indication for where I need to drill a hole for wires to go through the board. And the mounting screws on the end, and then through the center here somewhere, and different size drillings, drill bits in some of these. The turret holes are pretty small, you know. It's a, let's see if I can find the tap that I use here on my shelf. And of course I had it just the other day, and now I can't find it. I know I showed it in one of my previous videos. It's around here somewhere. I can't find it right now. Anyway, you know, it's a pretty small tap. They're pretty small, so the little circle I got here is a lot bigger than what the actual hole will be. But anyway, I just wanted to show kind of what I'm doing here. So you can see the wire is like extremely a lot longer than what it needs to be in its final version. And you probably can't see what I'm doing exactly. Maybe I can turn this a little bit, give you a little better view. Just put that through the lugs there. And oops. kind of get it set in position. And then I'm going to take me a little piece of masking tape, and I'm just going to tape the ends of the wire down just to hold it in position. And you can see I've done that. With this one I didn't do that. And these ones I have. And what I'll do is I'll go, once I got them all installed, I'll go back and just tack solder them in. And that'll hold them in place, and then I can trim, you know, clip off the excess lead. And because I still have to go back and hook up the heater wires, so I don't want to fill this lug with solder or anything. Just tack it in there. But this is kind of a good way to hold it in position, get it all the way down to the bottom of the lug there, and hold it in position until I tack solder it in there. Just a new technique I'm trying. I might get too hot for the tape to hold the lead. I don't know yet. I haven't tried it. But we'll give it a whirl and see what happens. So far, so good. But anyway, just wanted to show that I'm starting work on this Super Reverb amp. I got the chassis from Mojo Tone, and I got the cabinet from Mojo Tone. I got transformers coming from Mercury Magnetics, and they put me on hold. They said they had to build the transformers, so they're a couple weeks out. And I ordered an output transformer that's bigger than what the original would have been, so the size is bigger and all that. So I gotta, when I get the transformer, I'm gonna have to figure out the mounting for that and where it's gonna sit in the chassis and how I'm gonna fit that. And so that's gonna be interesting when I get to that part. But anyway, this will be the first installment for the Super Reverb build. And we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching if you watched. Bye. Alright, well this is going to be a little different, but I thought I'd make a little video of me drilling the holes in this board, just for something a little bit different. Got the old drill press already set up. Pardon me, my allergies are getting to me. So it's not exact science, and my little thing's moving around on me. I guess I ought to get a C-clamp and C-clamp it down a little tighter so it don't move. And then I just move around and hit all the spots, and it's not exact precise, but it's close enough. And see if I can get it in the camera even. And then I'm set up for the turret lugs, and after I get all the holes drilled, I'll tap each hole, and that way the turret actually screws down into the board, and then it'll have the nut on the back too with a little Loctite. But these bigger bigger ones are where the wires will come through. So there's a few different sizes I got to do with the drill bits, and the mounting will be a different size for the mount screws and that kind of thing. But I thought I'd just kind of show that process there and show you kind of what's going on. I know it's not like a CNC machine or something, but it still works. Just a little manual effort. And just doing it here in my garage. My old drill press. But it's a good one. It raises and lowers and stuff. I have another one sitting over there amidst all my junk. And I know my garage is really dirty and cluttered right now, but son and I have been working on his truck. It's an old '69 Ford. It was his grandpa's truck, so it has sentimental value. And years ago I pulled this old, I know this doesn't have anything to do with amp building, but years ago I pulled out this old 428 Super Marauder motor out of a '66 Mercury Marauder. It's an FE motor, and we had it fully rebuilt at Jensen's, and we put Cobra Jet. When we had the heads rebuilt and the block and all that, we had the Cobra Jet specs put into the motor. So it's a 428 Super Marauder that has been upgraded to a Cobra Jet motor, and it runs and all that. We have to replace the power steering gearbox because that one leaks really bad. That's the original one. I don't know if you can see that down in there, but he's already started to take it apart, and we've got a new one sitting on the bench. And then, well, I guess since you're seeing this is my old Corvette. 427 motor, and it's been all rebuilt and everything years ago, but it's a 1968 model. It's got the chrome bumpers and all that kind of thing. It's all restored and everything, and has been for a while, quite a while, and I don't drive it much really. Here's the new gearbox for the truck. Sorry I'm showing all this, and I'm just out in the garage doing the boards, so you get to see all this crud on camera. There's the truck. We've been sanding on it a little bit, and because it's going to get a new paint job. Wasn't that bad to begin with, but it's going to get a new paint job because he wants new paint, and so we're in that process also. But anyway, guess that'll do it for now. I'll do the rest of this board off camera and that kind of thing. And if you watched, thanks for watching. Bye. Alright, I just wanted to make another little video on this Super Reverb build, and just kind of give a little progress report. Got my sockets in the chassis, and I made some jumper connections on the sockets. You want to do that before you wire up your heaters, because if you're trying to do it after you wire up your heaters, it is a big pain in the rear. But I got the heater jump made between 4 and 5 on all the little sockets, and the cathode on this one, no jumps in this one. Let's see, this one is for the cathode also, and this is the reverb driver, this is the reverb recovery. So the reverb driver's got the most little connections going in there, and then the two V1 and V2 for channel 1 and channel 2, they don't have that. And I just wanted to show that, and I got my board all populated with turrets, and today I was just making the little jumps between turrets that I need to make. And I got the little nuts that I use screwed down on there tight. The other holes that you see in the board is where wires will pop through here and there and tie to the turret lug. Turned out okay, I think. It's a bit crowded, but they all are. Cram as much crud in there as you can, or as you need to, I should say. But anyway, there's that. Oh, my lugs aren't the gold color, or my turrets, I should say, aren't the gold color like the deluxe reverb amp I built. They're brass, because you can scrape this plating, this silver plating. It's like a, I don't know what kind of plating it is, to tell you the truth, but if you scratch it, you can see that they're a brass underneath. And I should mention, if you get this kind of turret, don't use a screwdriver, even though they have these slots that you can fit a screwdriver in. Don't use the screwdriver to screw them into your board, because you'll just break them. You know, they're pretty soft, they're not real hard. And learned that just from experience. I use a little 5mm. Well, that's not the one. This is the size for the nut on the back side, and it is, well, let's see, I believe it's the 5, nope, it's the 4mm. And this one here is a 5, and it fits the turrets. So I use that to screw them down in, and works good. Let's see, what else can I say? Haven't got the transformers from Mercury Magnetics yet. Waiting on the power transformer and the output transformer. But anyway, the camera says my battery's taking a poo, so better stop it there. Till next time, thanks for watching if you watched. Bye. Alright, I just wanted to, pardon me, I just wanted to make another little video segment on this Super Reverb I'm building. I believe I got the board all pretty much done and populated. and I just wanted to show that. Got the first channel here, the normal channel, slope resistor, tone stack capacitors, and cathodes for V1 and V2. And then when you get into the vibrato channel, cathode followers, slope resistor. Sorry, I'm doing this on my on my lap. And pardon me again, my allergies are getting to me today. The smoke is really, really bad in the valley. It is thick, and it's killing me, I gotta say. You gotta, let's see right here, you got a 1 meg grid leak resistor, and the 500 picofarad for reverb, coupling cap here, and more cathode followers, and another coupling cap. I'm starting to get into the resistor or the reverb now. And there's some plate load resistors. I guess I don't have to explain all this, but using a Vichy there, and an older orange drop there, and Panasonic there. More cathode followers. Here's the tremolo. Panasonic's here, and an old .02 there, and the Roach, and a .02 in this position for when you turn on the tremolo. Sometimes you'll get a tick type sound, and that suppresses, that capacitor there will suppress that, or at least let's hope so. And then we're getting into the long tail pair here. And let's see. And then on this one I managed to get all the synergy caps I needed. These royal blue buggers. I think they're good. Still got a ton of wires to hook up, and here's the negative feedback here, running up into that 1 watt. I didn't need a 1 watt there, but it's all I had, so that's what I used. 10 meg here, 1 watt for the vibrato, and negative bias supply here, grid leak, or negative voltage I should say, and then the plate load resistors here, and that's about it. I just wanted to show that I got it populated. I was kind of looking it over and making sure I had everything soldered properly, and you can see all the solder fleck on the board. I haven't cleaned it yet. Usually I'll get like a Q-tip and kind of go in there, maybe with a little alcohol also, and try to clean it up a bit, but you can really see it on some of those parts. And that's my bus bar for the preamp ground. My son talked me into doing something a little different. Let's see, I'm looking through the camera here. Putting these here for kind of an insulator. And I got my jumps in the back here. And I'll probably go through and retighten all these nuts since they've been hot, cold, you know. And make sure I got a little bit of a little touch of Loctite on there. So there's my board. It looks homemade, of course, because it is. But I think she'll work. Kind of like doing the kind of designing. I'm copying my a layout, of course, you know, kind of from the old Fenders, black face amps, and then I have a few parts where I have my own layout and, you know, my own spacing. I wish I would have spaced these cathodes a little bit further apart, but as you can see, I'm so crammed for room on here. And but anyway, hopefully she works and doesn't do the magic smoke. I got the magic smoke on the last amp. When my son said, "Hey, you're smoking." What? Oh, shit. Insta panic. My old RCA tube book. Tom Brown Radio Company, St. Louis, Missouri. It's a good old book. I've used it a bunch. Let's look at the price of the book. 25 cents back in the day. How would that be? How much do you think this board cost? After all these components, the board itself, the turrets. I'm probably thinking you're probably getting close to 300 bucks just for the board. I used PRP resistors this time. I thought I'd try those out and see how they work. I've heard good things about them. So, anyway, if you watched, thanks for watching. Bye.